Pranit, shall we start?
Yes, we can start. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Praneeth Nishad, the CPD coordinator for Sri Lanka Twice Route. I'm host. I will be the co-host for this session, and our today's session will be on that is we are having today. Asitha will be the presenter. Asitha Thanippuli Arachchi. He is the national chair for the Spice Route Sri Lanka, and he is one of the eminent GPs in North Central Province, and also having MBBS, and he is reading for PhD on sexual health, and also he is a MCGP member from 2020. I'll invite Dr. Asitha to start on his topic. There will be some messages throughout the session, so I'll be sharing with the chat box the messages. So better you be alert with some messages at the chat box, especially the people who have joined this session are eligible to take their CPD points from the National CPD program. So National CPD program, I will share the link to register. And at the end, at about 45 minutes of the session, Dr. Govit will share the link to get that CPD points via Google Form. And there will be some messages. So I'll be giving that messages at the end of the session. So shall we start, Dr. Asitha, your presentation?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pranit, for that nice introduction. And I would like first of all our Sri Lankan friends to have a word with Dr. Kinley Booty. Kinley is from Bhutan, and she's the South Asian region Spice Route Chair. So, Kinley, can you have a word with us, please, before you
Hello,
leave?
hi. Yes, hello, hi. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I cannot turn on the camera right now.
It's all right.
But yes, but it's always good to attend the GP Cafe of Sri Lanka. Since I joined the Spice Route in 2018, I have learned a lot from this cafe. So I always find time to join this. It's always good to learn new things from all of you. And thank you all so much for having me here. And I wish you all a successful session for an hour, I did. Thank you, Asitha.
Thank you, Kinley. Thank you for having that nice words for us. Friends, this GP Cafe is about learning from GP's experience. So all the GPs, they have nice experience to share with our community, so we can learn from each other. So let's begin the journey today. Can you see my slides, Praneeth?
Yes, we can. You start. Yeah.
Yes. So this is about the patients or the clients that who are coming to us from various ailments, but sometimes they are refused or rejected from other fields, maybe from specialties, maybe from consultants, but they visit you in order to have a word with you, take your opinion, or ask for help. Sometimes we can help them. Sometimes with dilemmas also, we think whether we can do this or we can not do this, or whether we should refer. Sometimes when we refer, they come back to us saying that the doctors didn't like me there. They didn't have time for me, but I don't want to waste my time going for them. Can you please do this for me, doctor? So I agreed with these disagreements from other colleagues. This is the journey that I want to present to you about the tattoos that various clients are having, and they face a lot of issues with the tattoos. Issues of going abroad, not having visa or not having work permits because of the ink problem that they are having. The tattoos are visible, sometimes not visible, but when they go to medical checkups for the medical fitness at various agencies, they come across these tattoos and they are rejected. They sometimes they are asked, get rid of this and come back so you can be given visa. I got few patients. Actually, those were youths. They were rejected from not giving visa and not giving work permits. And they really wanted to go abroad and have a nice job, earn some money. But the only issue is the ink that they have on their body. So the background as a GP, that the most uh, patients, they come, and when we offer them help, they can have immense pleasure. Pleasure of becoming a GP is something very unique, because you are a general practitioner, a family practitioner. You are looked upon by the family to help their maybe a sibling, maybe one of their brothers or sisters to go abroad. So some treatment methods that we can find as innovative things that you can try and you can help people. And also you can always become popular among colleagues or among the community as a practitioner who can do something for their family members. So these practices that we offer are cheap and effective, that they are not very expensive like other treatment methodologies. But you don't always have to agree with what you have learned. You can experiment with your ideas, your expertise. So tattoos have become an integral part of modern culture. I will present some photographs that I took yesterday. So culture is something that we have to always embrace. The tattoos are becoming an integral part. The tattoos and piercing, which is not regulated by anybody. So increasing number of individuals, mostly young people, youths, adolescents, they are fond of this. So they will try it. Sometimes their friend who's learning about doing tattoos will do that free of charge, and they will have a tattoo on their body. So this is becoming a issue when you go for seeking professional uh, help, and sometimes when you are seeking for jobs abroad. In Sri Lankan setup also, it is mentioned that government officers or government servants cannot have tattoos on their body because of the old reasons that it is regarded or it is known as something that should not be on a person who is a government servant. If somebody complains, you will have to face maybe disciplinary action or something, but I don't know whether it will come back. So this is about a taxi driver, 24 years old, who came to me. He had a tattoo when he was a teenager. However, he was regretting about this because he was rejected for not having work permits for some countries that he was seeking to go to, maybe like Kuwait, uh, Dubai, even Japan. They don't give visa. So the plastic surgeons he has visited to have rejected him, saying that they didn't have time for removing tattoo because he was seeking government hospital help, and also he went to surgeons And he was then again given dates and dates, and he knew that he was not going to get help from these places, maybe government clinics, maybe he didn't have money. Actually, he didn't have money to go for these high luxury or sophisticated treatment methods. So the treatment methods that are available, the most popular and the expensive method is laser removal. The next one is surgical excision, and dermabrasion is there. Dermabrasion is now not very much used, but it's used early days. Sometimes maybe it is in the use by dermatologists. We have to consider some facts. The doctor has to consider some facts about the colors, or whether they are easy to remove, or the colors are maybe black. Sometimes multiple colors are there on tattoos. And the size of the tattoo and the complexity is also a problem when you have to consider removing. And for the patient, the cost and the scarring and the time for this, because sometimes they are waiting for next interview by the visa agent or the embassy. So they have to remove this quickly, and it should be effectively removed, and the scar should be minimal, or they have to pleasantly be at the interview. So Mr. X, I opted the surgical excision, and I removed the epidermis and maybe some parts of the dermis under local anesthesia, of course. I injected with adrenaline and lignocaine and used the size 11 surgical blade. Actually, I had to use a lot of surgical blades because surgical blades are getting blunt when the skin is cut for several times. You can't smoothly do it, so you have to change the blade. And the depth of the skin removal, it depends with the depth. So sometimes the ink, when inexperienced tattoo, the person who's doing tattoo, we call them artists, tattoo artists. When the inexperienced artists are doing this, they are putting the ink into deeper layers of the skin. So very hard to remove. You can't remove the whole skin. It is in your hand skills as well. So then I removed this person's skin, but I didn't remove it at once. I first wanted to see if the healing method is very good. It should be very good. It is unique to person. So sometimes some people can get keloid, some people can get infections. So I removed a small part of it, and I asked him to come back in a week. He had time because he wanted to go to Japan. So then he came several weeks. I removed parts by parts, and I will show you the pictures. Then I observed about the wound healing as well. I treated him with potent antibiotics as well because I was worried about the healing. Sometimes I know that some people, they do skin grafting after removing the tattoo. That is sometimes helpful. So this is the tattoo that I removed. It was behind, right, as at the back of the person, behind the neck. And I removed, you can see my arrow, small part of it, and it healed very quickly without a scar, much scar. And then I removed part of it. Then I slowly went removing the ink. I didn't remove the whole skin, but only the parts with the ink. This is the black ink. And you can see the third picture, the whole tattoo is removed and the inks are visible in some places only, but it is a decent job, I hope. And these are the other things that I have done in my clinic. This person also got visa afterwards. This is the end of it at the last picture. I selected this topic because I wanted to show you, if you don't do this, so if you don't offer help to your patients, they will end up like this. Can anyone tell me from the audience what happened to this person? Friends, you can unmute and we can have a discussion about, if the GPs don't help them, they help themselves and end up having scars like this. Can anyone tell me what this person has done?
Burn now.
Yeah, sometimes they apply very hot hoppers. Right? It's funny when they tell us that grandmother make hoppers, and when it is very hot, immediately they put it on their skin and they try to burn it. This is not a burn, but this is something else. This person came to me and I actually scolded him because doing that, not coming before. He wanted to remove this scar, but this scar we couldn't remove. It is a permanent scar. It is this lime with soap. Chunnagam, lime with soap. And it has eroded into skin, and it was a bad wound, and it got healed with this scar. So if we help like this, they will have a decent scar rather than having that very ugly looking scar. So ultimately, the Mr. X got his job and he went to Japan. And I was really happy because I could do something where some surgical experts couldn't do. I charge a minimal amount of fee for time that I spent with him, and their family also very happy, and they sent me a lot of patients. And after doing MCGP, only I attended doing these jobs, surgical jobs, because I earlier didn't do surgeries in my clinic. After doing MCGP, all my lecturers, my seniors, they actually encouraged me to do surgeries. And I learned about doing that, visiting renowned general practitioners and looking at what they do and the instruments they use, how to use and how to sterilize our surgical instruments, and how to do a decent job rather than getting this done by quacks. You know, the quacks are also attending these jobs in most of these rural areas. I am a rural GP in Kakirawa. So that's what I can tell you. When the tattoo is done by inexperienced artist, this can happen. You can see this. I hope you can see this. This is a Reverend monk, actually about 16 years old. He wanted to get his Upasampada or this higher ordain. Then the people, the monks who have tattoos on their bodies, they can't have this Upasampada or the higher ordain. Then I had to remove this scar, but I could not go deeper because this tattoo had been done by an inexperienced artist, and he had put the ink into deeper layers. And this is a carnival that is happening in Kakira right now. You can see these tattoo points are there in all the carnivals, even in Vesako Poson carnivals that they have. These are family business for them. My PHIs, we went and we seek for their health condition and hygiene. This is the ink that they use. This is American ink. It is mentioned as USA, but there was a QR code. I could go with my camera, and the QR code showed data sheets about safety. American inks are coming, but I don't know whether these inks are not regulated by anybody. all the tattoos, the piercing is done in all the places, but the inks are highly carcinogenic. They are arsenic, cadmium, and all the metals that you can, all these heavy metals are there in these inks. So they are carcinogenic. They are not safe to use, but it is a modern art and it is happening as mushroom level. All these tattoo centers are coming in rural areas as well. This is a tattoo artist gave me this. This is a very old machine. The new machine is this. What is in my hand? This is I'm checking the QR code of the ink. That's it. So we'll have a small discussion what we can learn by this. You all can give your ideas and what you think about not having laser is very expensive. It is about 50,000 to 100,000, and it is charged by square inches or square centimeters that they do. The poor patients are getting these tattoos for 800 rupees, 1,000 rupees, maybe 1,500 rupees. But they can't go and remove this for inexpensive methods. The methods are expensive. Anybody has a question to throw at me? Go with. Actually, I presented this in my portfolio for MCGP, and I was asked by one of a eminent senior colleague in the MCGP board to present this at a academic session.
Just Asitha, just a great job actually, because most of the GPs are hesitant to touch on this topic, and actually we have to do it one. Even though I shared the previous 2-3 incident actually as MOH, actually as a part of that you are doing the preventive part as well. Also you are touching with the GPs so low as so. Even though I know, because maybe that other surgeons, especially plastic surgeon, others are very rejecting, or they are not interested to maybe do that because maybe the small thing for them to do.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, the poor patients actually they should know this, and actually we have to help as much. Thank you. Actually, you have given the great information to others as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Gobit.
The Indica here.
Yes, Indika.
Great insight. But we have to advocate about the stigma, like having a tattoo should not be something related to their behavior or something, right? As
Yeah.
GPs, that is one of our other responsibility. That educating, like maybe at your level, and advocating that this is not related to their behavior anymore.
Yeah. Yes, even the ladies are getting tattoos these days, and it is done as a cosmetic effect. So,
And
and
there are so many doctors who are having that. I know that in America there are so many doctors who are like even showing their tattoo in like when they are in public and the,
there's no stigma, but when the client needs this to be removed for the visa matter, I attended that. That is with the embassies and visa officers. So they regard this tattoo as a issue.
it seems to be like Japan and some other, like not the West, right?
Yeah, but in our setup, forces, the police, army, air force, navy, when you go into the forces to the interviews, you can't go with tattoos. Afterwards, after going into the service and becoming a service personnel, you can have tattoos. I have seen high officers in navy and army having tattoos, but not the youngsters who are enrolling into forces. They cannot go with tattoos. That is issue with them.
So, Dr. Asitha, excellent topic. I didn't expect that you will be speaking about tattoos today, so it was very nice to hear. So, my
Yeah.
question for you, Dr. Hasita, is there an age limit for getting tattoos in Sri Lanka?
No, Harun, the issue is it is not regulated. I have seen school children having tattoos, but the issue with tattoos for medical doctors is not the stigma or whether they are going to have tattoos or not. Our concern should be the safety. The tattoo inks are. I have seen. I got
And
one.
probably many tattoo centers should be reusing the needles also, no? Because there is
Yeah,
no set,
yeah.
instructions given to them.
Yes.
They don't follow precautions.
Yeah. There are some specific needles for tattoos. They have these needles and the inks are the red and yellow, green, black are mostly used colors. But they say when I interviewed this person, the tattoo artist in Carnival, what's happening in these days at Kakirawa, he said he's using separate needles for separate people, which is true as because I showed, he showed to me a lot of needles. The needles are not needles that we see as surgical needles, but those are different. And he's using gloves. The hygiene is somewhat maintained. But when they are doing tattoos, as a MOH or the medical officer of health here, all the saloons, I asked them to get done these medical tests. What the test we are doing for food handlers, the tests are stool full report, salmonella, the SAT, and full blood count with nasal swab culture. We are doing those for food handlers, but now we are at Kakirao doing those for saloons, especially ladies salons, and the barbers. And also for these tattoo people, I asked them to get it done. I have about 2-3 tattoo shops here in Kakirao because they are doing these in a very close entity to the person. So their breaths can go and their diseases sometimes can interchange. So that's a method that we are using as preventive medical officers to at least control sort of infections. There's no regulation in Sri Lanka for tattoo or tattoo ink. That should be done quickly through Ministry of Health because the tattoo ink is with heavy metals and carcinogenic as it is mentioned in all the sources I found.
Asitha, apart from carcinogenic effect, do you think that there is a risk for hepatitis B and HIV as well by using repeated needles?
If they use needles by boiling, they don't have sterilizers. I don't know. I asked them, but they showed me new needles. Stock of needles were there, and the person was telling that I'm using separate needles. I'm discarding other needles. So if it is done, very good. But this person who came from Tissamaharama, he said his MOH asked them to get hepatitis B vaccine for them, the tattoo artists, because they also have risk of getting these. We can't see tiny drop of blood can go into them while they are doing tattoos, because doing tattoos they are at a very close proximity. They are doing this tattooing with a tattoo gun, and they also do piercing, and they have piercing guns, and they are doing with the gauge 18 cannula.
Dr. Asitha, I'm asking this question totally out of curiosity. Now,
Yes, sir.
is the laser machine expensive to procure it for a normal institution?
No, laser machines are not expensive if you can buy from Sri Lanka. But I have one of my friend who's doing cosmetic clinical stuff as a doctor. He's a doctor. He tried to get down this, but it is still stuck in customs because our NMRA is not releasing or helping to release, because they are having a lot of issues getting these machines into Sri Lanka. But if you can buy from the local market, I don't think they are expensive. But considering the charges you are going to have afterwards, because uh, the square inch or square centimeter is this much, they say, ultimately to remove a sort of a tattoo of
So why is the laser so expensive? Is that because they have to change the diode of the laser? Is
no,
there any parts which wear off? So why is laser so expensive?
the laser, the it is sort of medical law that is changed into this reason only. I heard that is YAG or QYAG, something that frequency is changed, of the frequency of the laser is changed for tattoo removal. So that's why maybe it's expensive, and it is with a lot of energy, and you are using that. But you can't use for all the matters, but you have to be expert to use laser, no?
Well, good evening, my friend. I'm Tivanka here.
Hi, Tion.
Uh, yeah, you know that now I was little curious. Now, once you remove the ink, that
Hmm.
the scar or the tattoo is still there. So, is it acceptable for these embassies?
Yeah, you can, Dr. Tiwang, you can, if the tattoo or the skin part you are removing is larger, you can approximate that with suturing. But
Uh-huh.
the small things you don't have to, you can do a nice job with approximation.
And
And
I know that some people, especially ladies, they are getting it done in the areas that sometimes not everyone can see them. You know, is it a full body checkup they are doing, or I'm just questioning out of curiosity
yeah,
because
yeah, yes, Dr. Tiwang, one of my senior colleague. Thank you for that question. They are not, see that the medical fitness what we do, even though the uh, medical certificates or the format ask for genitalia, we don't look at genitalia of person and what we say normal, but we have not seen that. Actually, we have to do that. Forces remove everything and they uh, examine naked. And the agencies, the visa officers, they are directing to a medical place where they do this whole body checkup.
hmm. Okay, that of course it's news for me. I didn't know that they are going through such a thorough examination.
Hmm.
And one other thing that during some long time ago, that one of the eminent surgeons did remove a tattoo of a monk again, that he wanted to get upasampadava. So it was
Yes.
on the left or right deltoid, I can't remember. Now what he did was he used a Humphrey knife
Uh-huh.
and he removed it, if I can remember correctly. So that Humphrey knives, are they very expensive? Does anyone know how much would it cost?
No
And
idea with
can
me. I use the gauge 11 near the scalp with the scalp handle. That's we can do a nice job.
I see. And to be honest with you, that I know some people now that because now it has become cheaper and cheaper, these laser techniques right now, because now many doctors have gone into this business, and they have made it very competitive, so that YAG and PICO that they are using, and even machines are available right now in Sri Lanka even. But to get a good machine, you have to invest somewhere around 850 to maybe 1 million
Hmm.
Sri Lankan rupees.
That's nice. Good news. But so what's the charges would be like a year?
Well, as you said that it all depends on the thickness and how. In fact, I'm not doing it. I know that two of my colleagues who are in this area, they are doing it. They well, for a small, then they do it in they sequence it like not on a one day, maybe 2 3 days. They ask them to come, and that you have to once you do Yago Pico, you have to do it again and again because I have seen them doing it. Uh, that it's not been, I don't know other places, at least those two people that I have seen them doing the same thing many times. And they do it, but they charge somewhere around, yeah, as you said, 35,000, something like that, for the as a block amount.
Yeah. And that's very effective and very efficient, right? Rather than
Yeah, definitely. It's effective, but still, I have seen patients, and that sometimes you don't get the exact same texture.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, after removal,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I was curious once. A girl came to me to get local anesthesia, that it's been referred from a nearby tattoo place from Jal, in a very uh, I would say hidden area.
Uh-huh.
So, but I refused. But she was begging, and then I had to give.
Uh-huh. That is to removing people, they do only laser, but they don't infiltrate with anesthesia, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, the laser hormone is effective but painful. So you have to anesthetize before doing laser.
No, not every case. They don't anesthetize. I mean, they put EMLA, but not
Yeah.
lignocaine. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean,
Not
they don't
infiltrate.
inject. Yeah,
Inject.
yes. So it was a nice presentation.
Thank you. And it's for small tattoos we can do, but not for this full
Yeah,
body
larger
tattoo.
ones.
Yeah, larger ones. So
Larger ones, even with laser, uh, you don't get very good results. I have seen some
hmm.
people that they are suffering with the large ones. Either they make it totally black or whatever the color, and they keep it like that.
So friends, if you are fond of getting a tattoo, do some homework and research and think about it before you do. So that's my message. What we can do as general practitioners and family physicians, help our patients, those people who are rejected or refused from other arenas or other fields, we can help them as general practitioners. You can do something for them. So thank you for listening. We'll share another thing.
Yeah. Asita?
Yeah, I want to share this, what was sent. This one, no? So you can all join Spice Route GP Cafe. You can scan the QR code here and join our WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is full of general practitioners. This is our email address, spiceroutesrilanka@gmail.com. Spice Route is something that you all can join as young general practitioners, young doctors. So they are slow to learn. So I invite all of you to join Sri Lankan Spice Route. Who are having DFM and MCGP can join this. They can take the membership.
And Asitha, we have posted the link for the CPD point certificate. So
Yeah.
those who have joined throughout the session, please click the link which I posted in the chat box. So then only you will get the certificate. So certificate you have to submit for the ETNR link later on. Okay, please check on the chat box.
Pranit, any other news?
Yeah, as Asitha told, GP Cafe is a forum you can chat with a GP who is having some experience in his personal life, sharing his experience like a friend chatting on a coffee table. So that is the most important thing here. It is not at all a presentation done by a specialist who is doing a lecture. So Asitha will agree with me, and also our South Asian region chair is there, Kingli Bhuti, and our senior member Gobit also will contribute me for the meaning that GP Cafe is meant for GPs who are having some experience, sharing with the others, and having some knowledge and some experience shared, and some ethical conduct is learned was sorrow. So then the GP Cafe, you can join the WhatsApp group by that QR code, as well as CPD points. As Govit said, you should go to the chat box and join that, and you get your marks, so points. So there will be another message. We are having our annual academic sessions at Galadari Hotel, 24th and 25th of May. So keep that 2 days spared for a learning experience, and have a good time networking that College of General Practitioners annual sessions.
And
Thank
4th
you.
of May as well. 4th of May pre-conference by Spice
Yeah,
Route.
yeah. We are the organizers, so Asitha will be leading. So there will be a committee. So committee will be leading, and we are having a good session on sexual health. I suppose Asitha will agree with me. Sending the message that it is on sexual health, but there's a theme which is very attractive. We are publishing that. So Asitha, is there any messages regarding the pre-conference?
Not yet, but we'll do in the coming very soon.
Yeah. Your colleagues will be willing to join the GP Cafe. So please be kind enough to share the links with others, so others will benefit as well. So shall we make it a day, and we'll thank Dr. Asitha for giving us a good overview regarding the persons who are rejected, and we are caring for them as GPs. So I would like to share the certificate for him on the GP Cafe participation. So can you see?
Not yet. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. And so we'll end up